Hello, everyone. Welcome to Otaku Talk. It's me, your boy, your host, OD. And today we're going to be reviewing and analyzing chapter 208 of Dr. Stone. Now, I know that a bit of my following has come from Dr. Stone, so I just want to take a second right now to apologize for not doing a review last week. I don't really have any excuses. Long story short, both I had some really bad news, and I was hanging out with some friends over the weekend. Unfortunately, my father passed away. I didn't really talk about it in my other reviews, but I'll talk about it here. And so we weren't that close, so no big deal. Don't worry about it. But that played into it a little bit. And also, like I said, there was an engagement party at my friend's, and then I just ended up being drunk all weekend. So like I just really couldn't find the energy and passion to shoot a review that week. So I will talk a little bit about 207 this review, but mainly we're gonna focus on 208. Anyway, if this is your first time on this channel or you've been here before but haven't done so already, I would really appreciate it if you could do me a solid and like and subscribe, bang that bell, join my League of Otaku. It would mean the world to me. Anyway, without much further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, chapter 208 of Dr. Stone, Science Transcends Humanity. Great chapter. Before we get into that, I just want to spend like 5 seconds talking about 207. Awesome chapter. I really liked how it was kind of feels oriented. So basically, the entirety of that chapter was, we're still continuing with, building of the computer and the parts, and now we're putting together some sort of array. And I'll be honest with you, this whole section with the math and the computers is completely above my pay grade. I really wish my brother was here to explain, but he had he moved to, actually, well, I don't think he moved out yet, but I think either college started back up for him and he had to move because of his internship. So there's that. Another really cool, exciting thing that happened in that chapter was they developed an actual fax machine and were able to create a group photo, which I'll be real with you, I kind of didn't understand. So if you could do me a favor and leave exactly what happened in the comment section, because I wasn't able to comprehend it, I would appreciate it. Because I was under the impression that using the whatever phosphorus lighter ink or whatever that Chelsea used, I believe her name's Chelsea, used for the kite she made, they drew an image, had it sent, sent over, and I guess they used the same ink or whatever. They probably have the same materials. And I was just like, wait, how are you able to make a group photo? Because in my head, I'm thinking there's no photographers. So I thought the image that Senku sent them originally, he hand drew. And so, I mean, I guess the easy solution, now that I'm talking about it, was they just had someone who's just great at art draw it. So I was a little confused about that. So if you can let me know about that, please, that'd be cool. And then my favorite part of this chapter wasn't actually the science. It was the brotherly love. So we've seen ever since Sai got, depetrified or whatever, he has been really adverse to Ryusui. He doesn't like him. He's made it clear. This man moved all the way to India to be away from him. And we just get this really touching brotherly love, feel good moment where this entire time Sai has just thought he was an object for Risui's control. That Risui just wanted to take advantage of him and utilize him for his math knowledge, and that like he's just a selfish guy that desires everything. But turns out that they have a big family, and out of everyone in the family, they're the only two that aren't born of the matriarch of that family. So long story short, there's some bastards. They're basically Jon Snows, right? And so basically Risui like related to Sai on a level that he didn't relate to his other siblings, or maybe his other siblings didn't hang out with him in the slightest. And so he found this as an opportunity to, hang out with a brother, have a brother. And so all these attempts to get him to do stuff and all that stuff was just for him to hang out. Like, Gen even brings up a point, like, did he ever command you? Did he demand that you do these things with him? And then they're like, yeah, it sounds to me like he just wanted a brother. So I thought that was really cute. I thought that was really adorable. The scene where they played chess together was really touching. So I like that. Also, the fact that Sai is going to be going with them on the journey, I appreciate. I would have understood if he stayed there, but I do like that. I do like the rationale that there's going to be other things that they're going to need to calculate along the way. This is going to be play such a huge role in the flow of events going forward. So I really, really, really enjoy and like that. And also, also love that they offloaded all the work into everyone in Corn City, right? Because like, no offense, but making the revival fluid and stuff like that shouldn't be a hassle. It's a process. You kind of just bada bing, bada boom, do it. There's certain parts that you just have to wait for, like for the corn or whatever to turn into alcohol. That's gonna take some time. So in their downtime, they can be working on this 200,000 the 200,000 donuts. So that was cool. Anyway, moving on into 208. This chapter was dope. And so basically, we find out that, okay, now that we have a computer, that's all well and good, but a computer that's unable to store any information is almost useless. Not entirely useless. I'm being hyperbolic, of course, but it's relatively useless. And especially with all these calculations and numbers we're going to be running, we're going to need it to store it. And so basically, my boy says we need to make a memory card. And now, also leave this in the comments for me if you understand. I couldn't tell if this was more so RAM or if this was more so storage. So yeah, let me know about that. I'm thinking in my head, I'm thinking this is storage. I thought it was really cool how they were like, let's make Dragon Quest, and then they're like, what? That's too advanced. Okay, chess. And Senku's like, yo, that is still way too advanced for what we are trying to do. But I'll be super excited later on down the road if they get to a level where they can program a chess program. I mean, Senku has said that they plan on making cell phones. So I know that they're not going to be on the level of the cell phones we have, but if that is something that's actually going to happen in the future, I am very excited for it and I look forward to it. Oh, also something I noticed was over in Corn City, they depetrified a bunch of people for the labor force. And I thought that they were gonna actually do like major labor and like build a bunch of heavy things. So these dudes are swole. Also, by the way, what about being in the stone world has made every single person we depetrify either swole as fuck or like petite like women. But anyway, I just thought that was funny. Or, if you want to go like story consistency wise, we can just kind of assume that, hey, he's gonna want strong. He's gonna need the best of the best, and that's who we're depetrifying. So from a story plot standpoint, that it does make sense that everyone they're getting male wise is gonna be jacked. Female wise, I know it's always been about skill, so there's that. But I just found that to be extraordinarily interesting. So we're told that in order to store memory, they're going to be using magnets, and he explains exactly how it works. And once again, above my pay grade. Hopefully, I wish my brother could was here. Actually, I think this would be above his pay grade too, because he's like working on computers, not ancient computers. So I don't think he would know this either. But they create some kind of magnet weaving array, and we are told that we are going to need 30 million of them. Yes, you heard that right. 30 million. That is quite insane. And so they're working on them, and I'm not sure. They're not quite done, but there's this game that Senku proposes. They're gonna have a mathlon, right? And basically, it's gonna be Senku, Chrome, and Sai versus a team from Corn City. And so immediately, like, this is stupid. This is stupid. But then I realized that there's been some time overlap. It's kind of hard sometimes to know how much time has elapsed in this series, but I guess enough has gone by that they've made a prototype version of the calculator that they plan on using. And so we all see Magne or Magnus, I forget his name, Magne or Magma, and he's the one going up against them. And as we know, he's like the stupidest person of the group. He has value in terms of labor, but in terms of mental capacity, not quite there. So I was like, what's the catch? Because I'm dumb and I didn't realize that, they already made the calculator and that's when they're going to debut it. And so they give this insane math problem. And I'm like, well, he's screwed, right? But no, he presses one button, which that bothered me. I'm assuming that it's not one button, that he actually did the calculations. But from the paneling, he just kind of pressed one button and then gets the correct answer. So that was cool. That means that they have, they're on the right track of what they're doing, and I'm super excited for that. Oh, also forget to mention that the winner of this mathlon gets like what 100 million Drago or whatever Ryusui's currency is. So I thought that was really cool. And I just one thing I want to talk about is the fact that like what when all is said and done, I truly don't believe the mangaka is going to spend much time talking about the like reconstruction of the world after we defeat whoever's on the moon and get the information of why he did this, and then all of human civilization is depetrified. But that being said, I would really, really love if there was, a handful of chapters about the return to normalcy, because I just don't see it sitting well with former leaders and whatnot. When they come back, where this dude basically owns everything in the world, where the social hierarchy is changed, where obviously the people that have been working since the Stone Age, they're going to retain whatever position they acquired while working in the Stone Age. People under like Xenos's what's it called, control, aren't going to want to go back to things. People like Sukasa are going to be mad about things. So I really, really, I live for that kind of conflict and stuff, and I would really love for it. Like you guys saw with in the MCU, if you're following that, when everyone got snapped away and came back, it caused a great upheaval in society and the world. So I kind of want to see something like that with Doctor Stone, but unfortunately, it's not that type of manga, so I don't see it coming. But this is me saying it here and now. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Anyway, I think I'll leave it here for now. Oh, and also thanks to the calculator they made, they can now do direct deposits. So they're kind of making banking accounts and keeping track of all the Drago people have earned. So like yeah, once again, I would really love to see at the end of the series just like all the like day one homies, rich and stuff, living in mansions and whatnot because of the work and time they put in pre mass resurrection and all the money they stocked up. So that'd be really cool. Um, Anyway, yeah, Senku and them are continuing on their journey. I forget exactly where they're heading next. I could have done the research, but this was kind of an impromptu review, and I didn't want to miss 2 weeks in a row. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it relatively short. I apologize for that. I do value the quality of my reviews and whatnot, but there's just a lot of hecticness going on right now. But I did want to touch on this chapter and check it out and say hi to you guys and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to Otaku Talk. This has been your host, OD. Please like, share, and subscribe. I promise the next reviews will be a lot more in depth and a lot better than this. I just kind of like I said, I have a lot going on right now. So anyway, take care. Have a great day.